focusing on me now. Fingers crossed. Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. I was going to film this tomorrow, but then I wanted to have a drink whilst filming a video, and I came up with this video idea literally like 10 minutes ago, but it was something I was thinking about doing for the last week. Okay, I'm going to quickly close this window because I feel like you're going to hear weird noises from people because that's all I've been hearing all day. So, before we get into this video, you know, I think I was going to say, if you want to join this little group we've got going, family we've got, I don't really know. If you want to join this little family we've got going on, if you want to subscribe to my channel, feel free to press the subscribe button down below. Feel free to press the like button and feel free to comment down below. Also feel free to follow my social media, that will be linked in the description. Been trying to be very active on my Instagram recently, and without further ado, let's just get on with the video. So I came up with the idea for this video after a blog post I wrote nearly 2 years ago, I think. I can find it because I was using it. Just looking at it, it was in I think it was 2018? Yeah, 2018. It's called What Sex and the City Means to Me. Now, I kind of linking this into how Sex and the City can really relate to real life, because obviously Sex and the City is a fictional story, but it also can be related to in reality, and I am going to tell you how it is because I love this show. It's one of my favourite series. I watched the series when I was, I want to say 18. I can't remember, it was either 18 or 19, I think I was 18. And I had heard of the show, hadn't watched it, went to my friend's house for a sleepover, watched the first film with her, and fell in love, and then automatically decided I wanted to watch the TV series. So I bought the box set for £18 from CEX, which was worth it. I got from season 1 to 6, and I fell in love with the story as soon as I watched it, and I think it really did help me in my actual own personal life, and I kind of want to share that with you. I will try and remember to leave the link to my blog post down below for it, because I feel like that gives you a good insight of what I'm trying to say. First of all, Sex and the City, if you haven't seen it before, it revolves around four girls who are best friends: Carrie Bradshaw, Charlotte York, Miranda Hobbs, and Samantha. I can't remember her last name. Samantha something. Wait. Samantha Jones. I couldn't remember the most simplest last name in the world. I'm also drinking gin whilst Is this gonna be enough? We'll put it back. And they are a group of best friends. They live in New York City, and they go through ups and downs with guys, relationships. Their friendships is tested as well quite a bit, but I think it kind of proves to you how much your friends are more important to you than guys. The show really does show the importance of friendship, and I think if you haven't seen it, you should. For me, when I started watching this, before I watched this, I was so in my head thinking I needed a boyfriend, I wanted a boyfriend. That was the most important thing in my life until I realised what was more important. Now, don't get me wrong, over the past few years I've been still the same person saying I wanted a boyfriend, like feeling like I should be in a relationship and not understanding why I'm not, but I've definitely understood a lot more that my friends are more important. When it comes to it, I would rather have my friends around than a guy. There's this one, it's a kind of a famous quote from the show, and I will try and put like a picture up where it says it, but it's basically a quote saying your friends can be your soulmates, and it is very much true to the reality of life. A soulmate can be anyone, not just your boyfriend or the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, but it could be your best friends, it could be your mum, it could be anything. The soulmate is who you make it to be and who really is there. They don't need to be guys just because you fall in love with a guy. Your friends could be your soulmates. And I truly believe that that's true. I'm not saying a TV show is literally, a fictional TV show is right about everything, but I think this is really really well based on, and can really, if you look back at it, considering how long ago it was filmed, like it was back in the 90s. I can't remember what year it started filming. I do not remember, but it was quite early on. Um, that I think you can still relate to it these days, like what the importance are, and it also kind of shows that you don't. It's okay to be sexually active and more sexual than romantic. You don't always have to be a person in a relationship just because that's the way society says you have to be. It is one thing that I have seen and I have been in is thinking I have to be, if I'm going to have sex with someone, I have to be in a relationship, when really you don't have to be. You could literally just, you know, hook up with someone, nights out. You could literally, I'm just going to do something that's really bothering me. You could literally spend time not doing anything, not being sexually active with anyone, waiting around. It is your choice. There are 4 characters, and all of these 4 characters are like different people. So, you've got Carrie, who is a journalist kind of thing. She is very much a mix of romance, but also sexually active, I guess. I don't know how to say it. She's very much into sex as well. She's got a column. She writes about sex in the city. That's where the show name comes from. You've got Charlotte York, who wants to find that perfect man. You've got Samantha Jones, who literally just has sex with anyone. And then and focuses on herself. And you've got Miranda, who's very much an independent woman who does fall in love with someone in the end and has a kid, but she's very much independent. She has her own. She earns enough money that she has more money than the guy she ends up marrying, which it has in those days was seen as a problem, and I feel like everyone still stands for that problem, saying if the guy's not working, if the guy doesn't have money, then what do we do for him? But that's not the point. I can class myself as a Carrie Bradshaw in my head. I love Carrie, so that may be why I say it. But I feel like I'm either Carrie Bradshaw or Charlotte York. I definitely am a person who really wants to find my Prince Charming, and I'm not even gonna apologise for that, and I'm not gonna backtrack and say no I don't, because I do, and that's me. Obviously I know it's not just gonna happen miraculously, and sometimes it doesn't always happen when you expect it to happen. Sometimes it could be 10 years later than you expand. So I'm 24 and I'm still single, and I have been for my whole life. Yeah, I know that one day eventually someone will come along for me, and I'm not just going to be like going, that guy needs to be there right now. But I do want my Prince Charming. I want that guy to treat me like a princess and make me feel loved, like a lot of people do. But then you've got those people who just want to work, who want to focus on their job and focus on their career, and that's as important as finding love, because your career is something that you've got to, once you define what your career is going to be, that is who you're going to be for, well, not who you're going to be, that's what you want, that's going to be what you want to be doing for as long as possible, right? So whether you want to be an actress, or you want to be a journalist, or you want to be a publicist, or you want to, I'm trying to think of it, or you want to be a firefighter, or you want to be in the army, that's your choice of your career, and that's a very big thing to focus on. And I think being that Miranda in the world, there's nothing wrong with it. And I think the reason I say this show can really relate to real life is because whatever you choose to do with your life is up to you. And I think people need to stop thinking about how the society thinks of it. So if society says to you, you should be married by this age, that doesn't mean you should be married by that age. That's just society telling you. Trust me, I have spent a lot of time watching my friends get in relationships, watch my friends start to settle down, have kids, get engaged, and I haven't had that yet. And I did used to think, what is wrong with me? Like, it's like I should have a guy, I should be in a relationship, I should be thinking about settling down at this age. But really, that's not true. Like, just because someone who you went to school with is engaged and getting married soon, or someone who I've grown up with is a mum and is married, doesn't mean that should be me. Like, I can support them and be entirely happy for them, obviously, but that doesn't mean that's what it is going to be for me. And what am I trying to think? The less you expect it, the better it is, because I think if you have expectations that you're going to find someone by this age, your heart's going to not get crushed or broken, but you're going to feel a bit disheartened that you're not in a relationship at that point, because you have dreamt about that moment at this age that you'll be settling down, which is why I definitely don't think you should be planning your age or when you should be married and having kids, because the more you plan an age and set yourself a goal when you should have kids and when you should be married, the less likely it's going to happen for you. If you're that lucky person that does, great, but I think that you should just enjoy your life, see what happens, because if anything has taught me recently is like, well, the last few years, is that life is too short, you only have one of it, you just got to live it. Don't spend, you can set goals for yourself 100%, but when it says the setting goals to settle down and have kids, don't set those goals, because life is too short, and as much as having a kid and getting married is great, the things you can do while you're single, you can't do when you're married and have kids. There's a lot of things you can't. When you have kids, you can't just say to your friends, let's go to the club, because you've got a bigger priority than getting drunk and going on a night out. And this is where Sex and the City leads to, this, like, how different things are. You had this episode in season 4, 5, I think it's 5. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but Miranda, if you haven't seen it, maybe not watch from here. But season 5, Miranda has a kid, and you can kind of see how she can't go to the sailor dancing part of the party with her friends. She can't do a lot of things. She spaces out on conversations, which is not something she wanted to do, but she couldn't help it. And I think it kind of proves that when you're married and having kids, you can't do everything you would do. Just think, also enjoy it, cherish it, live for it, because you don't know how long that's going to last. And instead of wishing that they will be over, enjoy it until the day comes when you do find someone to settle down, and when you do, you will be 100% ready for it. You might be over your single phase. Just enjoy the time. Great, I just spat myself. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna quickly check. No, I don't want to open Depop. I don't know. Another thing I think Sex and the City can really be related to is, if you relate to the characters, you can really realise how ambitious some of them they all are. They are all ambitious about their career, about men. Charlotte definitely is about a man. Well, not a man, but like finding a guy and finding the love of her life and having kids. And I think it's a very much a way of showing that, like, ambitions are nothing to be a fault of. You just got to work for them, and I think you see that in the show with everyone who's worked for their ambitions. They've got there. Samantha became a publicist, a PR rep for Smith at the end of season 6. Harry Bradshaw wrote a book. Charlotte ended up having a kid, which is what she wanted, and got married twice. And Miranda got married, had a kid, and I think she got partner in her law firm. I can't really remember that, I'm really sorry. But if you have ambitions and you work for it, you will get there. It's definitely something I think you can relate to, and I think another thing the show can really relate to is the whole love for your friends. I think friendship has been an important thing, especially for me, and I know a lot of other people out there, and I can not relate my friends to that squad, but I can relate, like, situations. I think, like, you know, they always had, like, in every episode, they were always at this coffee shop, and they were chatting about things or going on about things, and I can just relate that to something that's happened to me in real life. Like, we'd go to Spoons, have a few drinks, or go for coffee and have a few drinks, or anything. Just, you know, talk to people, talk to each other, and that happens in Sex and the City. And I think another thing I can definitely say is relatable is, you with your real friends, you will be honest with each other about how you're feeling, you talk it out and you work it out. And that's something I've definitely seen from Sex and the City. One thing I think I definitely say I can relate to is how Sex and the City makes me really want to enjoy my life and just enjoy everything that happens and take opportunities, because is what they go from. Obviously they're a bit more high end, they go to these fancy things, and I would never be able to go to that, but it's exciting. Also, if I keep looking up there, it's because the box set for the DVDs are up there and I keep looking up to it. I I definitely find that they give me the motivation to be more like open to things and excited for things, and you know, the idea of me going for cocktails with my friends makes me so excited. Although I did try Cosmopolitan and I cannot relate to that. I tried it at Frankie and Benny's a couple of years ago. It wasn't that bad. Tried it at Slug and Lettuce a few months ago and no. My answer to that is it's not the greatest. But then I had it at or is it the Licorice? Had it at the Licorice and it wasn't actually that bad, so maybe it depends on the place, because the Licorice one was actually pretty good, I will be honest. So when I was holding on to Cosmopolitan, I felt like Carrie Bradshaw and I absolutely loved it. But I think you can really relate to Sex and the City when it comes to friendship. And that's what my main point for this was, to talk about how a TV show can be related to real life when it comes to friendship. And I think if you're going to look at any TV show or a group of friends, Sex and the City is the one. And now I want to rewatch it. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to end this video here. It was a short but sweet one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please comment down below. Please subscribe. And I will see you again next week with another video.